everybody, of course, my name is Blitzwinger, aka Max, and ladies and gentlemen, welcome on back to another Fanboypotion video. And today, of course, it is time for another episode of WWE 2K15 Universe Mode, and what a show have we got for you guys today. So, of course, a couple little bit of housekeeping things just to get to before we get to the episode. So first and foremost, thank you so very much for the last episode. You guys hit over 100 likes. That was spectacular. If we can match that this episode, or maybe even surpass it at like 120, it'd be great. That's absolutely awesome, and it's very, very, very helpful and motivational. So thank you so very much for enjoying the episodes and hitting that little like button to show me. On top of that, I also did want to go ahead and mention a few other things, and that is a clarification. A lot of people have asked me, hey Blitzwinger, is this channel only for mature games? No, because as you can see, of course, we're playing WWE as well and FIFA. So these videos are going to stay on here. Do not worry. It doesn't mean that this channel is like, I'm going to take these videos back to the Blitzwinger and then back and forth and back and forth. This is the channel where you can stick to if you are interested in WWE gameplay. So that out of the way, let's get to this week's show. So, of course, first and foremost, we got a stacked lineup here full of awesome matches, or at least hopefully awesome matches for you. Of course, as always, I booked the Monday Night Raws. Friday Night Smackdowns are booked by the show. And, of course, as always, we just play the main event. Or if the main events are kind of boring, then we either remake them or play the co-main events as the match for that week. So, with that in mind, of course, we are getting ever so closer to the Payback PPV. It's going to be a very, very interesting pay-per-view indeed. It's shaping up to be an intriguing one. We've got Seth Rollins and John Cena headlining the event for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, as it will be John Cena's first defense since gaining that title, and it will be, of course, interesting to see how Seth contests for it, for that title for the very first time in a singles environment. So now it's going to be quite an interesting little matchup. But we kick things off right here tonight with Rusev and Rob Van Dam going to war. Of course, last week, Rob Van Dam was victorious against Rusev after steel steps were delivered by Rusev to the face of Rob Van Dam in a submission match of all things. And tonight was no different. Rusev attacks Rob Van Dam with a steel chair, this time on the outside. And I have to say, there's something that has to be done about this, because whether it be a no disqualification match, whatever it is, the management needs to address this, because this is unacceptable. He's hurting talent at this point, and he is losing matches. He's a champion, and this is no way for a champion to act. But in terms of the way that you want to act as a champion, well, Summer Rae certainly did here tonight. The complete opposite, a very, very, very stellar performance against Tamina, Snuka, and Natalya. It was a quick kick, and then the 1 to 2 to 3 for Summer Rae as she secures a very impressive victory over Natalya and Tamina Snuka in a triple threat matchup, potentially setting herself up for, of course, a title shot in hopefully the very near future. Batista wants a rematch against Job from last week. Of course, Batista losing to Job after Bray Wyatt delivers the Sister Abigail to him out of nowhere. Then, of course, he does attack Mr. Job, and tonight Batista demands Triple H to bring Job back and, of course, get his payback on the road to the Payback pay-per-view. Well, we'll see if Bray Wyatt will get his payback against Batista, of course, at that same very pay-per-view, as those two go head-to-head with both men potentially eyeing WWE World Heavyweight Championship opportunities as a result of a victory or a W at that event. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to the co-main event of the evening as the Uso brothers team up with Cesaro to go one-on-one, or I guess 3-on-3, I should say, against the team of the Big Show, Goldust, and Cody Rhodes. And interestingly enough, tonight, it was a very, very, very intriguing matchup where we saw Goldust, Cody Rhodes, and the Big Show shut out Cesaro and the Usos here tonight, as it was all three men on the side of Big Show, Goldust, and Cody Rhodes remaining in action and securing a victory over every single one of those other competitors. Of course, they decimated and isolated the Usos one by one, and then it was Cesaro valiantly trying to fight back, but it was just simply too overwhelming, as it was a 3-on-1 situation at that point, and Cesaro could not overcome those odds. And in our main event of the evening, speaking of overcoming the odds, it will be Dolph Ziggler taking on Erick Rowan. Of course, Dolph Ziggler is eyeing an Intercontinental Championship opportunity against Luke Harper. However, of course, last week it was Luke Harper who cost Dolph Ziggler a matchup against Goldust, and tonight, Ziggler wanted to prove himself, so he called out, well, quite possibly the biggest dog in the land, and that is, of course, Erick Rowan, and he said that, you know what, I'm going to prove myself against your former partner, and then at Payback, I'm going to get my payback, and I'm going to show off like always, and it's going to be another W for the show-off Dolph Ziggler, and it's going to be the Intercontinental Championship going around the waist of DZ. And there he is, the very menacing and eerie Erick Rowan, a very, very, very spooky individual, a man of very few words, but when he speaks, he is far more eloquent than I think any of us expected him to be, and we will see tonight here if Ziggler can defeat him. Whoa, look at that big clothesline by Dolph Ziggler right away. Dolph Ziggler told me tonight, before this matchup, when I saw him backstage, he has told me that he is very much sick and tired of being positioned or putting himself, I guess, into positions where he is just about to hit that next level, hit through that glass ceiling, but then he gets pushed right back down the ladder, right back down those rungs that he climbs one by one to reach for that brass ring. Oh my God, the big back body drop. And he says him getting the Intercontinental title, he will prove that that title is more important to WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and he will raise the value of that championship more so than we have ever seen before. I think Luke Harper has done a substantially great job with it already, but we will see whether or not Dolph Ziggler can hold to his word and actually prove that obviously he can raise the value of that championship, because let's be honest, that championship has been tarnished over the last few years with a lot of I don't want to say unqualified champions, but with champions that oftentimes didn't treat the title with the respect it deserves. Look at this big elbow drop a la Macho Man or Shawn Michaels, of course. Oftentimes, Dolph Ziggler is compared to Shawn Michaels, and this is very much a Dolph Ziggler, Shawn Michaels comparison and this is very much a Shawn Michaels-like match where he is the smaller man, but the much more athletic and mobile and agile man. And so far, Dolph Ziggler has done a great job of maintaining momentum here. And he's going for a crossbody. Oh! And look at that, though. Ziggler tries to get a little bit of it, but Erick Rowan with the counter. And now look at this. Just too fast for Erick Rowan. It's Dolph Ziggler. And now look at that. Boom! Nicely done. Neck breaker there from DZ. And now he goes for the cover. One. Only gets a 1 count, and Erick Rowan is back in business. Look at this, though. DDT, nicely done, man. I love how Ziggler is using all of his arsenal to be very, 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 very effective here tonight. I do think that oftentimes Dolph Ziggler, the one thing he suffers from is that I feel like he oftentimes kind of holds back, and he doesn't really show that aggression that I think is necessary for a performer at the highest level to have. I think that he doesn't really show it all the time, whether it be by his choice or, of course, his opponents like Erick Rowan grounding him before he has a chance to. But it seems like tonight is quite a bit different. It's a very, very different Dolph Ziggler here tonight. Of course, Erick Rowan is the same, eerie, creepy, and tough as nails. So this is not going to be a walk through the park for Dolph Ziggler by any stretch of the imagination. Look at that! Oh my God, just drives his knee right into the back of the neck of Dolph Ziggler. Oh my God, that is a match-turning maneuver right there. I mean, that's the kind of move that if you hit onto your opponent, that's going to change the entire course of the match. Nice little gator roll there, almost a tribute to his former comrade Luke Harper. And now look at this. What's he going for here? Uh-oh. Dolph Ziggler though with a quick counter here. Nicely done by Dolph Ziggler. And look at that! The running bulldog. Dolph Ziggler has got him in position. And now Ziggler with a stomp right to the chest off the ropes. What's he going for here? Setting something up. Dolph Ziggler with a little bit of show off. The fans loving it. But again, I have to say, I think Dolph needs to do more of what he did earlier on, and that's be aggressive. Do not let... Oh, look at that. Stomps right into the chest of Erick Rowan. But I think, again, as I said just a moment ago, I think Dolph needs to stay aggressive just like this. Do not focus on all the show-off and exactly what he's doing right now. I think this is a waste of time. I think that you're putting yourself in a dangerous position with a man like Erick Rowan. To give him any time to recover is a bad idea. And I think that Dolph Ziggler is doing exactly that here. Look at this now. Ziggler. Oh, DDT, though. The DDT just when I thought that Erick had the counter. And Ziggler with the cover again. The 1, the 2. And Erick Rowan kicks out. And look at this now. Dolph Ziggler goes for the clothesline. Nails it. Nails it again. And what's he going for? He's setting it up. Dolph Ziggler seems to be in the zone here. He's not happy with how quickly Erick Rowan is getting back up. And look at this now. The sleeper. The sleeper. It's been a long, long time since Dolph Ziggler has gone for that maneuver before. Oh my God. Is this a message? Is this a message to Luke Harper that he's going to put him to sleep? Is that what the message there was? Seems like Luke Harper was not, Erick Rowan is not going to tap, but he does stay pinned down because, well, he's out. And the referee, I guess, did not spot it, which is absolutely ridiculous. Erick Rowan is out. He got choked out. Dolph Ziggler opts out for the pin, the 1, the 2, the 3, and Dolph Ziggler moves on with a ton of momentum against Luke Harper at the Payback PPV. This is a very impressive main event victory here for Dolph Ziggler. A good, solid performance. I love the fact that Ziggler was much more aggressive than we typically see him. I think that sleeper hold is very, very tight. Look at that technique. Very quick. Slips it in, locks it in, got the legs to push even more of the oxygen out of the body of Erick Rowan, who at this point is in La La Land, in Dreamland. And then the 1, the 2, the 3, Erick Rowan is completely out of it, does not know where he is even at. And look at that matchup. You can see Erick Rowan in the ring there. And Erick Rowan showing the respect that this man deserves. Clapping for him, showing him respect here tonight. That is a very, very classy move from a very tough competitor, very game competitor in Erick Rowan. And now, ladies and gentlemen, of course, let us move on to the Smackdown portion of course, the universe mode. So let's see what we have awaiting for us on Smackdown. I'm excited to see what kind of show we have in store. And we kick things off with a matchup between Titus O'Neil and Curtis Axel. Of course, Curtis Axel winning the Royal Rumble for 2015. That's a joke, but technically he didn't lose, so I guess it's fair enough. But, of course, Curtis Axel, very impressive here tonight against Titus O'Neil. A very, very back-and-forth matchup, a very game matchup between two still relatively inexperienced competitors, but they put on a stellar show. I've really, really enjoyed the work that both of these men have provided to the NXT shows. They've been doing some really, really handy work there, and it shows because tonight they put on an absolutely stellar contest here to kick things off. And then in a very, very unlikely team up, Santino Marella and William Regal team up to take down and to take on Tyson Kidd and The Miz. A very, very interesting, funny matchup. Certainly did enjoy that quite a bit here tonight. And speaking of enjoying matchups tonight, it was Dolph Ziggler proving that submission hold victory, and more importantly, that submission hold was no fluke on Monday Night Raw. Of course, he just scored himself a huge victory against Erick Rowan. Luke Harper calls him out here tonight, says that sleeper hold is nothing compared to that gator hold that Luke Harper possesses. And Ziggler says, you know what, let's just settle this like men. A submission match, you and I here tonight. And my oh my, it was a very, very intriguing matchup. Dolph Ziggler slips in that sleeper hold and secures the victory here tonight against a very game Luke Harper, especially because this was quite a quick match and ended in a very, very quick manner. All right, in our co-main event of the evening, we see Cody Rhodes and Goldust once again take on and defeat the Uso brothers, who are, of course, the tag team champions of the world. So that's absolutely interesting because, again, a ton of momentum for Rhodes, a ton of momentum for Goldust. So it will be intriguing to see if this means they're on the same page, if this means that, of course, they're going to be able to secure the tag titles again. And with that in mind, in our main event of the evenings, of the evening, of course, a very, very big matchup, both literally and figuratively, as the return of Mark Henry to Friday Night Smackdown here tonight. A lot of people, of course, very excited, and who to welcome him back than the one and only Big Show, of course, a man that has had a ton of problems lately with Cesaro. He is still upset. He still believes that Cesaro is no task and no challenge to him, and he believes that Cesaro has had fluke after fluke after fluke. I have to say, Cesaro has been as impressive as they come, so I don't know what Big Show is on about. I think that, honestly, Cesaro just has his number, and I really don't think that at this point there's anything the Big Show can do to really take him out. I mean, of course, he could always land a KO punch. That's always possible. You've got a fighter's chance, but I just think that Cesaro has proven to be the much more superior talent. And look at this! Speaking of superior talents, by God, the world's strongest man coming back to really impress everybody here. Look at this! Tilt-a-whirl power slam to the Big Show. Cover. 1. The Big Show kicks out before the 1 count even hits fully down. But my God, the world's strongest man with the spine buster. My goodness, I really don't think the Big Show expected this. Of course, Big Show coming off of a victory, of course, with the assist of Cody Rhodes and Goldust on Monday Night Raw. But still, fact is, he's coming off a victory. I'm sure he did not expect to have this Mark Henry here tonight. I mean, this is insane. Goodness gracious, got the nice cover up there. And look at this, the Big Show's now out of it. Before this, you saw, even after some of those power moves, Big Show got up pretty quickly. Now, he's staying down. Oh my God, look at this. Mark Henry, of course, personally, I spoke to him backstage, and he has told me that this run he has come back on, this is going to be his one last shot to run at the top of the mountain, as he told me. So I'm guessing that that means that Mark Henry is going to be eyeing that WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Oh my God, look at the power of the Big Show, just walking him around the ring, showing that he is no slouch when it comes to strength either. But my goodness gracious, this is an impressive match. Look at both of these men. Look at them both. Oh my God, and Mark Henry just taking a little too much time to gloat and show that he is back and he is indeed interested in putting on a stellar show here tonight with the Big Show. And look at this, reaches the rope for a rope break there, does Mark Henry. Uh-oh, look at this though, Mark Henry counters that. Oh, but he runs right into a power slam by the Big Show. Big Show using all that momentum against Mark Henry as he runs on into a power maneuver from the Big Show. Now the Big Show with a big right hand right to the side of the temple. Uh-oh, look at that big stomp. Oh, counter though. Mark Henry with a big elbow. Just when I was going to say Mark Henry is in trouble, because honestly, I mean, there is such a thing as ring rust, so I thought that maybe that was starting to show, but look at that. Mark Henry now, uh-oh, going for something. He's going to go for some maneuver there. The Big Show with the counter. Oh my God, the side kick right to the face. What a great distraction from the Big Show. And look at these stomps now from Show. Uh-oh, but here comes Cesaro. Cesaro is here. The distraction by Cesaro. Cesaro decides to play a little bit of mind games with the Big Show. He says, you know what? You want to play? We'll play. And look at that. Creates just enough of a distraction here for Mark Henry to take advantage. Look at that big splash by Henry. The cover. Oh my God, and the rope break. Big Show just barely able to reach the ropes. And again, another splash, another cover. And Big Show once again reaches the rope. Oh my goodness. That distraction by Cesaro, he did not even come out here. All he did was they just hit his music, and that was enough of a distraction. You can see the Big Show is furious now. He is absolutely furious about this, but he's still trying to gain the momentum back to his territory. I think that this might be a little too late, though, because look at this nice STO from Mark Henry, who goes off the ropes again, and onto another splash, the cover, the 1, the 2, oh! And Big Show just barely able to get out of that. STO again from Mark Henry. The STO. And look at this now. Mark Henry going for the legs. Very smart. You take away those legs. You take away the base of the Giant. And then, of course, it's a lot easier to actually target the Giant and take him down one bit by bit. Just chop down the Giant. Look at this. Henry might be wasting time here. And look at this. Big Show taking advantage. Big move from the Big Show. By God, what a maneuver. What a move from the Big Show. He collapses to one knee. That took a lot of energy. That took a lot of power and strength from the Big Show. But Mark Henry kicks out at the 1 count. And look at the Big Show. He cannot believe it. But he calls. He's calling for it. He's calling for it. The Big Show's calling for it. Boom! Mark Henry, just like a train, runs right into the Big Show. Didn't take much there, did it? Oh my God, what a splash from Henry. What a splash from Henry. And he is one fired up fella. Look at him. What's he going for here? What's he going for? Oh, counter though. Counter into the Russian leg sweep from the Big Show. Nicely done considering the height difference. That's a very difficult move to pull off successfully for a man as tall as the Big Show is. And look at this now. Mark Henry trying to fight out of it. Oh, the big right. The left from Henry. He's got him up. Oh my God. The scoop slam. Oh, and the headbutt right to the torso. And look at this now, Henry. He's calling for it. He's calling for it. Mark Henry, I think the Big Show might be knocked out, to be honest. Uh-oh, the world's strongest slam. Can he deliver it? The world's strongest slam right in the corner. Oh my God, look at the amount of force generated by Mark Henry onto the torso and lower back of the Big Show. And now Mark is just dragging the lifeless corpse of the Big Show right to the center of the ring. The cover forearm across the face to add insult to injury. And Mark Henry secures a big victory here tonight, of course, with a little bit of help from Cesaro, to be fair enough. But to be fair enough as well, or to be even more fair, Big Show has done a lot of things to cost Cesaro matches. He's attacked Cesaro. He's attacked him backstage. He's apparently I don't know how true this is, but apparently he's actually attacked and vandalized his vehicle. There's no proof for it, but that's what Cesaro has told me. So, I mean, I kind of understand where Cesaro is coming from. It's just, you know, I guess this pay-per-view is very, very appropriately titled, being Payback. And it seems like Cesaro got a little bit of payback here tonight. Right here, this was one of the most impressive maneuvers of the night. Look at that throw. Just gorilla presses, and look at that. It took everything out of Big Show there. I think Big Show was kind of on autopilot as it is after that distraction from Cesaro. Mark Henry turned around the match and is celebrating in the middle of the ring right there. That's a very impressive Mark Henry returning to secure a victory over one of the most impressive competitors in the WWE locker room. So it will be interesting to see, where does Mark Henry go from here. With that in mind, of course, there you guys have it. We hope that you guys enjoyed the WWE Universe Mode episode. If you did, please don't forget to hit that like button, share the video with your family and friends, favorite the videos as well, and I do indeed hope to see you guys here next Friday for another episode. Peace out, see you laters, alligators.